Assalamu alaikum. I just want to share something here because the other day, I guess things just happen the way they're supposed to happen. The other day, I was went in my garage to get the blower to blow some of the leaves around my house, and I went in the garage and I saw. I've been in and out of there, but I never really noticed this. I saw this paper here, this article on the floor, and so I picked it up, and I see that it was this here. It would say Newark Muslim wants to lead national group, and the date was December 4th, 2003, 20 years ago. So I thought it was very interesting, and whatever message it was for me. So I just want to share that with you all. So I look at this here, and hopefully we can read it together. I'll read it, but so it led me to go look around the house and see if I had the original article. And so I'm going to show you what the original article was. And as you say, Newark Muslim wants to lead national group. This is related to when the Imam resigned from the ASM in 2003, and when we met, and then I stepped forward to do what I could do to help. So let me share with you so you can see what the original paper, the Star Ledger out of Newark, 2003. So I went and looked around, and I saw that I did have this article. You see Thursday, November 4th, 2003, from the Star Ledger. And, this is sort of what's in there. And then right here, you see this here. So hopefully we're going to take a few minutes, and hopefully we can read it together. I'm going to take some time, and we're just going to read it because I had forgot about some of this information that's in here. Now I'm gonna put this photo here because it's all related to this here. What happened there in 2003 when Imam resigned? He came to Newark, shared with me some of the things that made him resign. Particularly, someone had forged his signature, etc. And in an effort to help, I say, Brother Imam, I'll step forward and help if you support me. He said, of course I'll support you, Mustafa, Brother El-Amin, as I would support anyone, any good brother that will step forward. But anyway, without going into a whole lot of that, I see this, and I'm going to document it again. I'm going to read it and maybe share with you what's in here. In this article, and I appreciate it for sure because Imam Muhammad was with us at the time for sure, and I appreciate the fact that he knew I was an honest and a trustworthy person and a sincere person, and so I'm not saying anything about this that wasn't already said while he was with us. People can say a whole lot of things about the Imam now, and I don't mean this in a negative way when he's not with us, but concerning leadership in this is when he was with us. So if you got a few minutes, let's see if we can read along with this here, because this is 20 years ago. I'm 66 now, according to the article. I was 46. So if you have a few minutes, after hearing me talk about it, let's see. By Mark Muller, Star Ledger staff. The Imam of a small New Jersey mosque has launched a campaign to revive the nation's most prominent African American Muslim group. Alhamdulillah. African American Muslim group, which has all but dissolved since the surprise resignation of his charismatic leader earlier this year. Now, you heard me chuckle a little bit when I read this because, I mean, this is 20 years later. I would see it was 46. I'm 66 now. And so a lot of times you can look back on things that you said and that you did, and it may strike you a certain way because at the time you're just in the work, you know. And so when you read this now, because all of it came fast, you know, when the Imam stepped down, a month later he came to Newark, and we talked, and then, you know, one thing to step forward, but then there's things that that come that you don't know they're coming. You know, you're just stepping forward to do what you can, and you know, you get all kind of reactions. There's all kind of things you have to do. But let me read on. I'm sorry, talking long. Anyway, it says Mustafa El-Amin, 46, a high school history teacher. I was still teaching at the time, and the spiritual leader of the Ibrahim Masjid in Newark. We had just established it in that same year, maybe around February, and the Imam had come there in May. Anyway, Mustafa El-Amin, 46, a high school history teacher and the spiritual leader of Ibrahim Mosque in Newark, said the collapse of the Society of American Muslims has silenced a leading advocate for the nation's estimated 3 million African American Muslims. It made major contributions to the achievement of Muslims in America, El-Amin said. It gave them a voice. We need to get that voice back. Quote, they quoting me here. The Rutgers University graduate and the author of 9 books on Islam, El-Amin announced his intention to reconstruct the group and by extension seek its leadership. In a paid advertisement in the Muslim Journal, he said he will make a formal announcement in Newark December 21st, then tour the country to meet with influential leaders. I'm going to show you the what you saw before, the Muslim Journal ad that this article referred to, right? December 21st, 2003 was when we made our announcement to do what we say. Now I'm just doing this here because we came across this article. I just stumbled on it and wasn't really even thinking about it. Now I'm just sharing this as a part of the history, and I'm grateful to be a part of this history and to be able to share this information, which, like I say, I just came across when I was looking for something else. But anyway, let's continue the article. Where it say a Rutgers University graduate, that's where I graduated from, and the author of 9 books on Islam, El-Amin announced his intentions, which I just showed you in the Muslim Journal, to reconstruct the group and by extension seek its leadership. In a paid advertisement in the Muslim Journal, he said he will make a formal announcement, right? Newark, December 21st, then tour the country to meet with influential imams. Okay, try to stay with me if you can on this. The Chicago-based group has been in disarray since August when its founder, the leader W.D. Muhammad, abruptly quit. He later said too many imams did not support his vision of integrating African American Muslims into the broader Islamic community. Let's read this again. And that is what he said too. I was there when he met with us. The Chicago-based group has been in disarray since August when its founder and leader, W.D. Muhammad, abruptly quit. He later said too many imams did not support his vision of integrating African American Muslims into the broader Islamic community. Muhammad, 70, is widely considered one of the most important figures in the American Islam. The son of Elijah Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam. W. Dean Muhammad rejected his father's militant views, transforming the Nation of Islam into the Society of American Muslims after Elijah Muhammad's death in 1975. Louis Farrakhan later resurrected the Nation of Islam. Sorry for the moving around. The younger Muhammad has steadfastly advocated integrating the black Muslim practices and beliefs into more traditional Sunni Muslim beliefs. In the wake of his resignation, scores of imams representing hundreds of thousands of worshipers across the country pulled out of the society and its operating committees, effectively gutting the organization. I'm going to read that part again. In the wake of his resignation, scores of imams, representing hundreds of thousands of worshipers across the country, pulled out of the society and its operating committees, effectively gutting the organization. El-Amin was among those who quit, but he said that during a recent visit to Newark, Muhammad told him he did not intend for his resignation to spark the society's collapse. Muhammad, El-Amin said, spoke of the need for strong new leaders, a strong new leader to reunite the imams. Now, this is one of the photos of him and I talking about what had happened and him not wanting us to resign and his advice to me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, and then I'm going back to the article. Let me just show you one other thing. Okay, you saw this before. I had resigned. Now, I didn't know all of this was going on. Just from my heart, I just wanted to help the Imam. And once he said he didn't want us to resign, I stepped forward. Imam Mustafa El-Amin rejoins the American Society of Muslim, retracts and withdraws his previous resignation. Okay, and the reaction was strong. And then all of this hit all kind of newspapers, which I didn't expect it to do. And I have to say here, a lot of the political coverage was first set into motion by the Imam's other son-in-law, Najee. I think it was Najee Muhammad, who had public relations skills and had contact with the media. Next thing you know, it was in the Wall Street Journal. It was in the Chicago Tribune, etc. This is the New Jersey Star Ledger, but it was in New York Times, etc. So let me go ahead on and continue to read this article here. And I'm just doing it because, like I say, I just came across this. Okay. Now I say El-Amin was among those who quit, but he said that during a recent visit to Newark, Muhammad told him he did not intend for his resignation to spark the society's collapse. Muhammad, El-Amin spoke of the need for a strong new leader to reunite the imams. And that was enough for me.
So, dear believers, on October 31st, 2003, right here in Newark, I said to Imam Muhammad, Brother Imam, I submitted, mind you, hesitant, but I submitted a letter of resignation. He said, Mustafa, like I told brother so-and-so, I won't mention the brother's name, but he's in the South. I did not ask anyone to submit letters of resignation and to resign. I wanted, in the hope that they would stay, try to correct it, and make it better.
I just quickly played that clip um, in reference to what's here in the article that I had resigned also too. But when I spoke to the imam, and he said that's not what he wanted, then I did what I said. But okay, so we're about finishing this article here. All this was sparked by me just coming across this article, brothers and sisters, and sometimes you stumble across things. Maybe to us it's stumble, but in Allah's plan is all a part of the plan. That we plan, Allah is the best of planners. So maybe it was just something I was supposed to go back to. So here we close the article. Very important here too, especially in light of some of the things that's going on today. El-Amin said, uh, after you read this part here, we'll say again, El-Amin was among those who quit, but he said that during a recent visit to Newark, which I just showed you, Muhammad told him he did not intend for his resignation to spark the society's collapse. Muhammad, El-Amin said, spoke of the need for a strong new leader to reunite the Imams. El-Amin said Muhammad gave him his blessing to be that leader, though Muhammad has not done so publicly. Moreover, a national spokesman for Muhammad denied yesterday that his boss had anointed El-Amin to succeed him. Okay? While calling El-Amin a noted author and respected member of the Islamic community, the spokesman, or Earl Abdul Malik Muhammad, said W. Dean Muhammad recently identified imams from Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. as possible replacements. El-Amin's name was not among them. And they're quoting Imam Earl Abdul Malik, who was his representative and spokesman, etc., at that time. So this is that article, and I had forgot about this. I just came across this article, and this is 20 years ago. So I mean, I was 46 then. I guess Imam Earl Abdul Malik, whatever his age is now, he was 20 years younger than too. So without putting a lot of time here, I don't do tit for tat. So if as he was one of those that was challenging my position and what I was trying to do and speaking out against it, I don't do tit for tat. If he say that he's successor to Imam Muhammad, as I've always put on record, that I say I wish him well and those who support him and believe in him, and I wish them well in doing good to help the community. So I don't say he's not the successor. Allah know best. I wish him well. Alhamdulillah. So now I could say this here that, hey, listen, he came out against me and stood in my way. So now I'm gonna stand. No, I don't do stuff like that. We got too much work to do as a community to help all of us. So, brothers and sisters, I'm sure things like this have happened to you where you doing something and you stumble across something you hadn't seen before, you forgot about. So, I always try to share our history with the intent of trying to help, and I put it under what I say: documenting, preserving, and sharing our history for now and future generations. So I'm just sharing this here and telling you how it came about, and maybe that was a sign or something to me to come on and share this with you. I find the article quite interesting myself. 20 years later, 20 years older, and hopefully, inshallah, 20 years wiser. 20 years wiser. So I don't have no grudge or no problem with nobody from the past. I just like to see our community move forward. And so, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So what I will say to our upcoming leadership, our younger brothers and sisters, and those who I see as representing our future, never be afraid to step forward to help lead our community in a good, honorable, righteous way. If you have good intentions, don't be afraid. You have to have leadership. So if you see something need to be done and you think you can step forward and do that with good intentions, that's all that matters. Your intentions are good, and we need leadership always. So as you can see here, I did this while Imam was here. Always kept him informed. We had that type of relationship, and my commitment to helping the community, and it's still that commitment to helping that community, but not seeing myself as any kind of special person, other than the good that I've been able to do and try to do. So, Newark Muslim wants to lead national group. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So like I say, I'm sharing this because I just came across this. And you know what's interesting? I guess I might as well go ahead and say this. A few days after this here, which I put to the side, and when I get a chance, a couple of brothers who support Imam Earl Abdul Malik, they support him, and I'm looking for the right words. Appreciate him, right? They support him and appreciate him. They stopped at Masjid Ibrahim, and we talked a little bit. And I told him, I said, I came across an article, and I don't want to make that's not the focus of it, but it was interesting because they came and they shared some comments with me from him, or I think that's where it came from. He said he had a message from me, and the brother gave me a book that he had written. And I told him, I said, I just came across an article, when the Imam resigned, and I did what I had to do, and how he, he didn't stand with me. How he was probably my most public critic in that way. But we did what we had to do. Natural good intentions was the thing. I'm 20 years younger, 20 years older, and we appreciate all the work that everybody did to help our community. So I don't want to go on, but here I hope you was able to read this along with it, because it definitely touches me in a certain way, and I'm glad we was able to help the community and continue to help it. Also, not to leave nothing hanging, I didn't mean to go into that, but when those brothers came by, and I know them, their part of their message too, and I think their hope is to see the both of us work together, for the sake of the community. That's the only way I would work with someone, is for the benefit, the growth, the help, to help the growth, development, progressive movement for our community. And that's what I believe. That's what their message is. That it'd be good if the two of you all could kind of work together. Well, alhamdulillah, I see myself as working with the whole community and working with anyone, whether we're together physically or not. But I love and appreciate all of our brothers and sisters. We're one community, and we have different ways of looking at things. But alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Thank Allah for this beautiful history. Before we close, as I say, this article here is December 4th, but the first real article with me stepping forward was in the Chicago Tribune, international newspaper, and as you can see, December 3rd, 2003, right? So we're coming up on 20 years now. And this was on the front page of the Chicago Tribune, international newspaper, which said everything else in motion. And it says, new leader steps forward. Now understand when I did what I did to help the imam and our community and to try to in some way to run interference against those who had other motives. That I didn't see all this coming. Now I want to make it clear that the imam's son-in-law, Ali Najee, at that time, he had a relationship with Chicago Tribune, and he was supporting me and brought this to their attention. So this kind of hit me kind of quickly as well, in responding. So as you can see here, 3 months after, it says a new leader steps forward to revive Islamic group, New Jersey clerk, right? No, vows to unite blacks and other Muslims. 3 months after W.D. Muhammad resignation from the Chicago-based American Society of Muslims, a preacher from New Jersey, his interest in reading this now 20 years later, vowed to reconstruct the group and accelerate the integration of its 1.5 million African American members in the country's broader Islamic community. Mustafa El-Amin, a longtime Muhammad supporter and the Imam of Ibrahim Mosque in Newark, said Tuesday that he will make a formal announcement on December 21st at Rutgers University. Now, again, and it says leaders in the group and the Islamic experts said it is unclear if El-Amin, who has Muhammad's support, can revive the society since Muhammad's resignation in late August. Many imams have left the organization, and it is unclear if they will return or form breakaway groups. Then I think they quote me here, say, I will openly state my intentions and ask others to join me in what I understand and know to be Imam W.D. Muhammad's hope for the ASM, said El-Amin, a high school history teacher. Whatever shortcomings there were, we will correct. Yes, I will continue the commentary on the Quran and the life of Prophet Muhammad. Excuse me, I don't have this as sturdy. In the life of Prophet Muhammad, and I will stress that Muslims in America are one Islamic community, although we have distinct backgrounds. Now, that's front page. And interestingly enough, all this was happening so fast, they had someone, I'm here in Newark, to come to Masjid Ibrahim, our first location, and they took this picture here of myself at Masjid Ibrahim, and this is how it appeared in the paper. Okay, so looking at what I stumbled across, I guess I'll cover some of this. Islamic blacks feel sidelined in America, et cetera, et cetera. But here, like I say, as far as this media part, I think the one who set this in motion, even though I don't know if he even expected such a response, was the Imam's son-in-law, Najee. Here it says W.D. Muhammad is supporting Imam Mustafa El-Amin, and this is encouraging, said Najee Ali, Imam Muhammad's son-in-law and director of Los Angeles-based project Islamic Hope. Everyone is talking about Mustafa El-Amin's plan, Ali said. He is attempting to keep the organization intact that Elijah Muhammad and others, I can't read this here too clear, others taught so hard to establish, taught so hard to establish. But alhamdulillah, not to go on, just showing you there was other articles as well, and I'm spinning that off of what I stumbled across. Mustafa El-Amin, the Imam of Mosque in Newark, plans to revive the society of Muslims in a Chicago-based group, yes, that effectively dissolved after his longtime leader resigned. Then we had coverage of the New York Times that was at December 21st at Rutgers when we made our official announcement, and we got coverage in the New York Times as well. It's now a largely unknown Newark high school teacher says he can revive the 1.5 million member organization, the American Society of Muslims. Some scholars and black Muslim community leaders say his efforts are doomed, but the teacher, Mustafa El-Amin, says he will tour the country to attract new members and draw back the ones who left, etc. Just showing you some of the media coverage and or bringing me back to this. I'm sure I've shown this before, but like I say, I just stumbled across that particular article, and we got a lot of support, but we got criticism as you see in the other article, and also public statements. But like I said, that was in the past, so I don't necessarily hold that against anybody. We would thank Allah as young men. I know some may not consider 46 young, but young men doing something for the community, whether we agreed or not. We stayed busy. We kept working. Alhamdulillah, still working. Another article after we made the announcement, so that was December 22nd. Newark Imam making move to head Black Muslim group. He shares former leaders' vision of a more inclusive organization. Now, like I say, we did what we could, moved off of what me and Imam talked about, and I'm hoping also even now that that will serve as some motivation to our upcoming leadership, the young people. Don't fear the criticisms of any criticizers. Do what you can to try to help the community and keep your trust and faith in Allah. So, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So, Alhamdulillah, yes, indeed, there was a lot of news coverage, national and international news coverage. And like I say, we had good support, we had criticism, and even our brother who say he's a successor to the Imam, I think he was the biggest public critic, criticizer as a spokesman for Imam Muhammad. Looking back at that, we were younger. He was younger. I'm sure he had good intentions, and my intentions was good. And no matter what anyone said, once me and the Imam spoke, this is what it was all about. Doing what the Imam wanted to have done, and also coming from the old school, and our training is you have to do what you can to keep things moving. You do what you can, brothers and sisters. I can't stress that enough. Leadership, you don't have to always follow the crowd. And even when I was criticized, even by his representative at the time, it didn't mean nothing to me, because it's like this. I know the Imam, and one thing he would have said is, but what did I tell you? He might have told him to do that. Let's say he told him, hey, yes, do this, do that. I don't know. That didn't matter, because I know the Imam. If I had came in complaint to him, he said, but what did I tell you? You forget about what I said to somebody. What did I tell you? And I know that. And that's what we moved upon. And alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So I might here play a little clip of me being criticized. I'll see. You'll see it when it comes. But no matter what, that's I'm not the type of person, and I don't see how that would benefit our community at all. To say, hey, somebody came against me when we did this here, so I'm gonna come against them. No, I wish all of our leadership and people well, that's trying to help our community. And those who support them, I wish them well. We're one community, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, and we've been in this struggle together, and we're going to get where we have to go by the mercy of Allah. I'm committed to Quran, learning, studying, and sharing, teaching the Quran, and helping to move our community forward. Love you all, brothers and sisters. So yeah, maybe I'll see. That's all. As we said, there was a lot of media coverage because of the significance of all of this. Okay, but I just want to share something here, and hopefully in the right spirit. It was January 18th, 2004. The spokesman for the Imam at that time said this.